Into the second round of qualifying we go now, over in the Europa League with some absolute banging clubs now in contention to get their European adventure off to a perfect start. What am I talking about? I'll tell you next. Right folks, back once again with another video. Today we take a look at the Europa League. That's right, the qualifying is well on track with the second round of qualifiers just around the corner. What am I talking about? I'll tell you in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe. You want some shop for Blackburn Rovers, Europa League, world football. We're going to all here under one rooski. That's right, boys and girls. The second round of qualifying is here. First leg's just around the corner. But before that, we're going to run through the first round of qualifying, look at my picks, the results, all that kind of business, and then of course we'll get into the good stuff. Anyway, sit tight, hold on, we're getting into it. But before that, big shout out to the members and the Patreons, you know who you are. So let's get into it. And again, we are on the road here, so not the best production value here. We're just trying to throw this together and keep on predicting, guys. These were the results last time around the Europa League. We saw NK Celje lose to Zaba 3-2 on the night there. I went with a 2-1 home win. Partizan did beat AEK Larnaca 2-1 on the night, but it looks like penalty shootout saw Larnaca go through to the next stage. Pristina picking up a win of FC Sheriff, 2-1 win for them. Is that enough to go through? We'll see shortly. CFR Cluj with a big 3-0 win over Paxi. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Warszawa and Levski Sofia drew 1-1 on the night. Penalty shootout for Levski Sofia to go through. Iliv's Tampere losing 0-0 on the night. They crashed out, of course, after the first leg. BK Häcken 2-2 draw against Spartak Trnava. Looks like the Swedes got through on that one. And Legia also with a 1-0 win over FK Aktobi. Now those were the short and sweet Europa League matches. I think that's pretty much it. Right then, folks, kicking it all off, it is Ostrava taking on Legia Warsaw. This is coming out of the MCH Arena. That's right, Ostrava managed by Pavel Happel. Coming into this on 33% form for them right now. Just one win in the last 6 up against Legia Warsaw, managed by Eduard Ionescu, the Romanian. They're on the back of 4 successive wins coming into this. Never played each other according to my data. Of course, Ostrava kicking off their campaign against Bohemians Prague just the other day. Legia also navigating a busy schedule, picking up wins over Aktobi in the previous round, and then also picking up a win over Lech Poznan in the Super Cup. Over in Poland, we have basic odds on this one. The basic odds go in favour of the hosts on this one. Not me though. I'm going to go with Legia also to get a draw here, 0-0 in the end, to put themselves on a good spot to at least give them questions in the next round in their backyard. Meanwhile, we're going to go to Sheriff Tiraspol taking on Utrecht out of the Dutchlands. That's right, Sheriff Stadium is the venue. Victor Malinov, the coach there for Tiraspol, 83% forward for them right now, just one defeat in the last 6. Up against Utrecht and the Ron Jans, 2 wins, 2 defeats and 2 draws over the last 6. Never played each other according to my data. Tiraspol on the back for 2-1 loss to Pristina, but of course they did go through comfortably after that first leg, 4-0 win in at this very venue. Meanwhile, Utrecht yet to be busy competitively. They've had a bit of pre-season of late. Last time around, picking up a win over Charleroi out of Belgium. Got odds on this one. Odds go in favour of Utrecht, but Sheriff at home, they are something else. Going to go with a 2-1 win for the Sheriff to give themselves an upper hand lead. Early door here, nice and slender lead, should I say, to give themselves a chance to get through to the next round. Levski Sofia up against Braga out of Portugal. Some big boys in this competition. Of course, Levski Sofia managed by Julio Valsquades, the Spaniard. They're coming into on 92% form for them right now, unbeaten in at least the last 6. Up against Braga, Nicolas Vincent's also a Spaniard. 3 wins on the spin for those two, for that coach as well. Viacom Arena Georgia Arspunarov is the venue for this match. Levski Sofia, of course, on the back of a win over Beşiktaş out of Israel. Of course, it took the second leg and extra time, it looks like, to get themselves through. Meanwhile, Braga yet to get going competitively. Bit of pre-season for them, taking on Celta Vigo most recently with a 3-1 win. But of course, that's only a friendly. The odds for this one going with Braga on the away side here. That's what the bookies are doing. I'm going with also with a 1-0 win slenderly for Sporting to leave us in a good spot for the second leg. But it'll be an upper hill slog for Levski Sofia in my eyes. Next up we go Midtjylland taking on my boys Hibernian. That's right, Herbs out of Scotland coming up to the MCH Arena. Thomas Thomasberg, the coolest name in town, as the coach for Midtjylland. 83% form for them right now, just one defeat in the last 6 up against Hibs and David Gray. Just one win in the last 6, not great form for them coming into this, but it's all about pre-season for them right now. Their last victory was a 3-2 win over Rot-Weiss Essen, which was a friendly. Of course, Midtjylland also in pre-season, no competitive matches since the last game of the season when they beat Randers 3-2 way back at the end of May. Bookies for this one, tough one this one. I don't actually have odds for this, don't have odds. I'd love to see my Hibs win this one, but this is a tough old order. Going 2-1 win Midtjylland. Thomas Berg's boys getting off to a good start in their attempt to navigate the qualifiers. Meanwhile, we're going to go to Celje. They're going to be taking on Larnaca, that's right, coming at you over at the Arena Zdezelje. Celje managed by Albert Herrera, the Spaniard, just one defeat in the last 6 for them. Up against Larnaca, also managed by a Spaniard, Emmanuel Iglesias. They're unbeaten in the last 6, 75% form for them right now, coming into this. Celje on the back of a victory over Samamatsia, 2-legged affair. Actually took extra time in that second leg. 3-2 first leg, 3-3 the second leg. And they managed to get themselves through in the end. Courtesy of that extra that third goal themselves. Up against Larnaca on the back of a 1-0 win over Partizan Belgrade. Penalty shootout for them to get themselves through to this stage. So tricky one, this one could go either way, and it looks like I think I might be going to... I'm going 2-0 win Celje on the night. That's what I'm going to do to back them at home to give themselves a strong early door lead to see if they can actually get through to the next stage. Meanwhile, Anderlecht coming at you out of Belgium. We get BK Häcken out of Sweden. It's coming at you over at Lotto Park on the 24th of July. Benzik Hassi out of Albania is the coach there for Anderlecht. They're unbeaten the last 4. Up against Hacken out of Gothenburg. Jens Gustafsson unbeaten the last 4 themselves. 58% form for them coming into this. Yet to play each other, but coming into this Anderlecht, yet to play competitively so far this, over the summer here. Last match was a 5-0 win over Dordrecht. I believe they're out of Dutch lands. Meanwhile, Hacken took on Spartak Trnava and navigated a tricky double-legged affair there, winning the away leg, but drawing the home leg 2-2. Bookies for this one, they'll go with Anderlecht at home. Of course they will, because they are a decent side on their day. Got on with a 2-1 win as well for myself for Anderlecht. Again, not a big win to clear the decks here, but a good chance for a second leg spicy encounter when they go back to Sweden. Meanwhile, we're going to head over to Turkey now as Besiktas, of course, managed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, taking on Shakhtar, managed by Arda Turan at the Tuplas Stadium over in Turkey. That's right, unbeaten, well actually winless in the last 3 are Besiktas. Up against Shakhtar, winless in the last 2. They have played each other 3 times in 2013, these 2 clubs. No wins for Besiktas, 2 wins for Shakhtar. There's been 1 draw. The last time they played, in fact, all 3 of those games were friendlies, so they don't really count. Anyway, coming into this Besiktas yet to get going competitively. Had a bit of pre-season, of course, exploring the likes of Austria, it looks like here. Meanwhile, Shakhtar have been playing competitively. They took care of Ilves 6-0 on aggregate, and they've also had a couple of friendlies as well, losing their last one. That's a little bit spicy. The bookies odds for this one, they'll go with Besiktas at home. Turkey's clubs at home seem to be quite a menacing place to go, and I think this is going to be no exception here. 2-0 winners Besiktas. Ollie's boys, he's at the wheel, and of course hopefully steering them through to the next round of the qualifiers. Into the final one we've got here in the Europa League, and it is Lugano out of Switzerland up against CFR Cluj out of Romania, coming out to the Stadio Coronado. Lugano managed by Mattia Ciotti, the Swissman, just 1 defeat in the last 5 for them. Up against CFR Cluj, managed by ex-Chelsea governor, I think ex-Sheffield Wednesday governor also, not governor, player, Dan Petrescu, that's right, 67% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Coming into this though, Lugano yet to get going competitively, have been a bit busy pre-season with a tour of the Swiss, it looks like. Cluj on the back of that win over Paxi. Most recent. They've also got their domestic season up and running, also with a win in the most recent round of matches. The bookies will go with, on this one, what will they go with? They will go with a tight one. They're going to lean towards Lugano on the victory here. I've gone with also a slender 1-0 win for Lugano. Again, not much in these home wins. They're very small, narrow wins, which of course will leave us up for a bit of a tasty second leg in my eyes. That's what I think will happen in those first legs. Let me know your thoughts and opinions as we look forward to them. And of course, we'll be back for the second legs to see who will go through, edging closer to, of course, that illustrious group stage matches. That's right. Until then, I'll see you soon. Whenever we return, I'm done. When I say group stage, I mean Monster League.